Why doesn't Zeke carry out the plan by himself? What's Eren's beef with Freida? Was Grisha ever in control of his own fate? What does it mean that the Attack Titan can see into the future? What is Eren's plan? And why is Zeke's surprise face so funny every single time I see it? I mean, just look at it. He is shook the entire episode. We have a lot to discuss today. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. My name is Phoenix. And as always, before we begin, you must grab your cup because it's time to spill the anime tea. So let's hop right into the question of why doesn't Zeke carry out the plan by himself? As I mentioned in my analysis of the last episode, since Zeke has Eren and he has the Founding Titan's abilities, why doesn't he just go through with the plan of euthanizing the Eldians and starting the rumbling on his own, which he was originally going to do anyway? The answer may be because he believes it's his final duty to save his brother, who was brainwashed by Grisha, their father. In the episode, we get to see another reference to the metaphor of the ball being thrown between a father and his son, and Zeke's willingness to try to save his family no matter the cost. On another note, something I noticed in this episode and last episode as well is that Eren's kind of a terrible liar. He dropped the ball when they first made the plan to euthanize all of the Eldians, which was kind of an obvious ploy. I mean, how could he drop a ball? It was like right there. It was very easily thrown to him. And Zeke knew at that point that he was lying to him, but then he still believed him up until this moment. And then as they're traipsing around Grisha's memories, Eren, only a couple of years in that world's time, is like, oh yeah, I'm convinced now, like, Dad totally brainwashed me. Like, it's cool. I'm good now. Who's going to believe that? Zeke is just really hellbent on trying to save his brother. Let's talk about Eren's beef with Freida. This is the moment that we didn't get to see all of when Eren kissed Historia's hand back in episode 59. We finally get to see the rest of the scene that happened and why Eren was so pissed in that episode. Basically, the reason that Eren is so mad with Freida and the Rice family and why he wanted them destroyed, she had the ability to go in and step in and protect the Eldians behind the walls, but she chose not to because of the vow-renouncing war. As we can see back in episode 59 and in this episode as well, there's a moment where we see Freida struggling to determine what to do. When she hears the news, she thinks about it and she has kind of like a pained expression on her face, but then she closes her eyes and then they change color and the vow-renouncing war kicks in and the original kind of words of the Founding Titan and of King Fritz are kind of reiterated through her, and she doesn't really have a choice to save them. But Eren, instead of, being sympathetic to that, he just saw it as something that was just in the way of actually helping and protecting the Eldians. Therefore, they had to go. Is this moment back in episode 59 that sparked his plan for revenge against the family, his change in demeanor, the fact that after that episode and after that scene, we don't hear Eren's inner thoughts anymore, like we had been for the entirety of the series. So that means that something drastic had changed in his mind. This leads us to our next point. Is it Eren that is upset about the fact that the Rice family or the Founding Titan wouldn't protect the Eldians? Is it his will, or is it possibly the Attack Titan's will? Let's talk about that. We finally got a full revelation of what the Attack Titan can do. So the Attack Titan can see into the future. This was referenced back in the ending of season 3, I believe, when we finally got to see what was in the basement and learn about Grisha's story. Grisha talks about a man he met who was the owl. I think his real name is Kruger, and he gave Grisha the Attack Titan. And as he was talking to Grisha, he says, you have to do it. You have to protect Mikasa and Armin. And then Kruger says after that, wait, who is Armin and Mikasa? And that is a reference to, Eren getting the Attack Titan in the future. So the most important thing we have to take away from this is that there's a possibility that the inheritors of the Attack Titan can influence other predecessors of the Titan through its abilities to see into the future. There's also a possibility that those who have the Attack Titan can see into the future before they get the Titan. Referencing back to season 1, episode 1, when Eren is asleep and we see glimpses of dreams or memories of the future or of the past kind of mixed together, I think that was an indication that he would be inheriting the Attack Titan and that he would see into what his possible destiny would be. There was also another major revelation in this episode that Eren or the Attack Titan or whoever is really calling the shots behind the scenes are the ones behind every single sequence of events that led up to this moment where Eren is in charge, basically. There's a point in the episode where Eren says, "I am who I've always been from the moment I was born." This could possibly be a reference to the fact that he knew about his destiny from the moment he was born, hence those memories when he was a kid and those dreams and things. Or it could reference like his unrelenting will to carry on and like protect his freedom and the freedom of the people that he cares about, Mikasa and Armin, but also of the Eldians, which is still questionable if that is his goal or if it's the Attack Titan's goal, maybe that's controlling him, or if it's some other successor to the Attack Titan that's controlling his movements as well, like he did with Grisha. Which is what we're going to talk about next. Was Grisha in control of his own fate, or was Eren calling the shots the whole time? Let's find out. But before we do, make sure you like this video if you're enjoying it so far. Make sure to comment your own thoughts and theories about what you think is going on in the world of Attack on Titan. No spoilers, please, from manga readers. So let's answer the question. Was Grisha ever in control of his own fate? Was what everything he did for Eldia? Was it for Eren? Was it for himself? The answer is, I believe that after Grisha got the Attack Titan, nothing was his own doing. I think that Eren was calling the shots the entire time. As we saw in the scene where Eren, bends down and tells his dad, "You need to kill this family because this is what needs to be done. Like, you started this story. You're the one who wants revenge. You have to go and do this so that I can carry on my mission." I'm not quite sure of how the mechanics of the Attack Titan's ability to see into the future works, but I know for sure that Eren convinced his dad at that moment to kill the Rice family from the future. Grisha was not going to kill the family. He had made his mind up that he didn't want to do it because it went against everything morally that he believed in. But Eren from the future was able to convince him to do so. So even though Zeke says that it's not possible to change the past, I don't think he changed the past. I think it already happened, and it was just like the moment was replaying itself, if that makes sense. Time travel and future things are very complicated, especially in an anime. Another interesting thing that Eren mentions to his dad as he's convincing him to, attack the Rice family is he says, "Aren't you the one who started this story?" And I don't know if that has anything to do with Eren's will or need to protect the Eldians as well because of Grisha's story, because he lost his sister the way he did, or was it just a ploy or a phrase to tell his father to convince him to continue on with the plan? And was this all part of Eren's plan? Let's talk about that. What is Eren's plan? What is his actual plan? Because we thought we knew his plan. We thought he was going to euthanize the Eldians and start the rumbling. And then we figured out that he wasn't on Zeke's side. He doesn't want to euthanize the Eldians. He actually just wants to start the rumbling to protect everyone in the walls of Parody Island. Now, both of those don't seem like his actual plan at all. There's something much deeper going on that we've only scratched the surface on. Only plausible ideas for what Eren's actual plan could consist of are that he is seeking revenge for all of the years that the Eldians in charge of the Founding Titan didn't really protect the Eldians behind the walls and the other Eldians in Marley, so he is going to do that himself. Or he's probably not even in control of himself, and the Attack Titan is either in control or a successor of the Attack Titan is in control and controlling his thoughts and his motives and movements like he did with Grisha, and how all of the previous successors of the Attack Titan seem to have been controlled by either Eren or the Attack Titan or some other person. My own kind of wild headcanon for this as well is that somehow Historia's child is going to fit into this narrative in some way, or else they wouldn't have showed it at the end of the first part of season 4. Either that child is going to inherit the Attack Titan or the Founding Titan in some way, or something's going to happen, because something has to happen with that child. The child has royal blood. I also need to know who the baby daddy is. It can't be Eren. It has to be someone else. And I wonder if the other person also has royal blood. The child's going to come into play at some point. For sure, once we learn the history about the Titans and what's going on, and possibly the history of the Attack Titan, and why it seems like all of the inheritors of the Attack Titan have been so hellbent on kind of going against the Founding Titan and everything that the Titans have done and led up to throughout their history, we're probably going to learn what's really going on behind the scenes, but probably just in little chunks. Like, the next episode is going to be just a little chunk, and we're just going to look at it little chunks until the end of the series. Basically, we better find out who Historia's baby daddy is, but I feel like that's probably going to be saved for the very end. If not, the next episode seems to finally be the moment where we're going to see the history of the Titans. I said that last episode, but seriously, like, the little preview from this episode shows Ymir, and it shows some glimpses into what happened and why the Titans were made and why the deal was made and their whole history and the bad things that they did. As always, if you want to learn more and hear more about Attack on Titan and explaining the episodes for this final season, check out the playlist that's going to appear up here, and I will leave you with these images of Zeke's shocked face in a montage because they are hilarious, and I hope they bring you joy too. See you guys in the next one. Peace.